This is EZLaw Analyzer. It gets you legal insights and analysis for your situation.
So how this basically works is we have a text box. In that text box, we can write any legal situation possible. For example, I can talk about how I committed tax fraud for 2 months in the state of California. And then once we finish typing that, we can click Analyze Situation. And what that Analyze Situation do is it scans through a large data set, which then allows us to spew back out 3 specific laws that resonate most with our specific legal situation.
How that works behind the scenes is we take the context that we input into the text box and we send it to a Gemini API, which will analyze the context and return us three bills that resonate the most with our situation, with 1 being the most relevant and 3 being the least relevant, but still relevant. And then we can generate a legal analysis, which will put it in layman's terms.
Yeah. And then as far as these details that you see with the bills, what the API does is it finds the type of the bill, which HR means House of Representatives, finds the bill number and the Congress that was convening when that bill was passed. And that helps us find it on our API called Congress API, which we'll show you in the next page. But yeah, for now we're just going to wait for the legal analysis to run. It takes a little bit of time because it does a pretty in-depth analysis of your situation and it shows you exactly the steps you should take forward to proceed. And it does a synthesis of the three sources to determine the best course of action. So you guys are going to see that in a second.
Like I said, based on what he said, it's not going to exactly tell you if you're guilty or not. It's just going to tell you how these specific laws relate to your context. And then, for example, we look at how these bills relate to your situation. We can talk about the very first one, and it talks about and explains the law and explains how it resonates with your situation, but it doesn't give you the overall answer. It's overall just supposed to educate you on the bill and overall make you generate your own conclusion about how this bill works. And then if the user's still confused, we have an additional option where we can actually go to a view law documents. And what this does is we actually got it from the Congress API website, and then we can click view full bill on Congress.gov, and it takes us to actual government website, and it allows the user to look at the law specifically through that website in order for them to get any clarifying information that they need.
Yeah, and as you can see here, it gets you the entire law, every single section in detail. So if they want to have a more in-depth overview, this is where they would go.
And moving forward, our next steps would be to integrate. Instead of taking us to Congress.gov, we'd implement the actual PDF onto our site, and we would be able to use AI analysis on the website to help you read the text.
Almost like an AI taskbar or an assistant that can analyze what's on the screen and give you some ideas for any questions you have.
And then another thing that we want to incorporate in the future is we want to incorporate a database, as we would have much more specific laws, whether it's not just from federal, but we can also implement it from a specific state itself. And that includes a lot of text files and a lot of data. So we can incorporate that all into a database like MongoDB in order for us to fully be able to parse through a variety of files, not only just federal, but also federal and local.
Yeah.
And we believe that this product will really help elevate the education of law, as will really optimize how and help undereducated people really understand their context of their legal situation.
Yep. So yeah, that's EZLaw, and we're really proud of our project.